Hello, my name is Jacqueline Pollauf, and today I wanted to share a quick tip about placing a music stand in playing the harp. Now, for beginning students, frequently they have questions about where best to put the music stand, but sometimes even students who have been playing for a while have questions about making it really optimal. So I just wanted to go over some basics with placing the music stand at the harp. So here I am seated, and of course I have the harp on my right shoulder, and I'm going to bring the music stand into the left side. You always put the music stand on the left side because that's where your head is, and that way you don't have to look through the strings to a music stand over there. So in placing it, usually I try to put it so that it's within reachable distance, meaning that if I need to turn a page, I can easily reach out and grab the page, and I don't have to lean way forward and stretch way out for it. So that's one thing to keep in mind, is how far the music stand is from you and your left hand for page turning purposes. Another thing to think about is how close to the harp is. Usually you want it kind of tucked up closer to the harp this way, because if it's too far out this way, then you have to really turn to see the music while you're playing, and that can get quite awkward. So over to the left at a good distance from the hand is a great spot to have it. With a pedal harp, you do also want to consider, though, your D pedal and sometimes the C pedal, and make sure that when you move that pedal down into the sharp position that you're not going to collide with the foot of the music stand. So generally I glance down to check on that too. And then finally, a couple of good things to think about are the height of the music stand, and I don't have a great word for this, but kind of tilting the music stand back and forth this way. And height can be a little bit of a personal preference, or sometimes it can be based on the situation. Frequently in orchestra, musicians bring their music stand up a bit higher, so that way they can look across their music at the conductor and see everything quite well. Sometimes people just like it higher for their visual line of sight too. Some people prefer to have it a little bit lower to kind of keep it out of the way of things. Perhaps if they're playing and there's an audience that they want them to be able to see well, they might make it a little bit lower. So I would say height has some personal preference to it, certainly. And then kind of tilting the music stand back and forth this way can really help to see the music well. And again, there's some personal preference to that. But sometimes, especially if the music is maybe in a sheet protector or something, there can be a bit of a glare. So it can be great to tilt the music stand a bit too for that optimal level. So these are just some basic thoughts about placing a music stand. Hopefully this has given you some ideas and some tips in doing so yourself.